MeTV 24 Meridian proudly presents your favorite way to start the day. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
And good morning from Scotty Ray and Candace on a Thursday morning. Today is officially February the 3rd.
It is.
Y'all
Friday Eve.
Holly, aren't you glad the weekend's here?
I am. I'm really glad. Hopefully I can get this week has kind of flown by. Hopefully
Been
I can
a
get
busy
some things
one.
done this weekend.
Y'all stay close. We're going to tell you about the weather and what to expect this afternoon and into the evening hour, especially you folks that live Newton, Philadelphia, north, west, and northwest of the Meridian area, of what type of weather is coming our way. Might not hurt to make sure you got a little firewood piled up.
Yeah.
Extra blanket or two.
Regardless, it's going to get cold.
Yes.
So,
Cold weather is on the way. We'll tell you all about that. And we'll tell you about some what I consider some folks this morning that just, they don't have much class about them. Imagine that. In America, of all places. We'll get into that. Overnight, a few things that should be mentioned. We did hear some gunshots in the area. No one was hurt. Nothing was, and I say that. I always want to stress that when I bring up these places. The 900 block of 47th Avenue. Somebody heard somebody doing something they shouldn't have been doing. If you were in that area, that's what it was. Nobody was hurt, though. And you and I were talking about this before we went on here. As bad expensive as gas is nowadays, and you go fill up your car.
Yeah.
And somehow, $60 is a lot when it comes to your car. Yeah. But some kind of a way, a fuel pump got out of hand in Collinsville last night at the fuel pump, and $60 ran out of the gas pump on the ground.
Well, I know I will sometimes, I'll set it to where, I don't have to sit there and hold the handle while it's pumping gas. And I'll get in my car, especially if it's cold.
Oh, yeah.
I will. I'll get in my car and just sit. And I try to keep an eye on it.
But some people take the gas cap and wedge in there, to keep it going so it won't cluck off. I don't know how it happened, but I would almost cry at this point if I lost $60 worth of gas on the ground.
I would too. It'd make me sick.
Ooh, the volunteer fire department had to get out of bed and go tend to it. And they had to clean up the spill. So they had a kind of busy night out in Collinsville.
Well, I'm glad.
Have you thought about joining the Collinsville Fire Department? They would like for you to drive the truck, I hear.
Yeah, I bet. No, they probably would not. I'm doing good to drive that Yukon. I don't think I need to drive anything bigger than that.
I could imagine you trying to get to the fire. Get out of the way.
I could blow the horn.
And something that, I guess it's just the movies, but you don't see that many places that have the Dalmatian anymore with the fire department. Yeah. Only in calendars do you see that. Mm-hmm. I never see one standing out front.
I know. They are cute.
Just saying.
Usually not their mascot anymore.
Let's see. We had a tree fall. Some folks went without power for just a little bit last night in the 3600 block of 40th Street. Had a tree fall. And that does occasionally happen. We want to watch. That's most likely at some point this afternoon, you might be without power because we're going to have some wind and some rain coming in. And
I'm not looking for it.
Yeah, a mess there. Now, I want to show this picture, and then we're going to go to the silver alert that we talked about from Clark County last night. But I already got this pulled up, and it's just easier if I go ahead and show this picture. This is Texas this morning about daylight. Let me hit that button right there. Mm-hmm. West Texas, around Fort Worth, just south of there. Look at that. Snow, ice, everything's at a standstill. This is a nasty storm that is coming near us.
I'd be nervous if I was a trucker driving those big trucks anyway, but driving on ice and snow.
Yeah, when we, I want you to remember that thought when I show you radar here in just a little bit. Now, this is also the scene this morning as you're waking up. This is right in front of the Evangel Temple. About 15 minutes ago, this was sent to me. Right there is the Evangel Temple. You can barely see the sign for the fog.
The fog started rolling in fairly early last night at our house.
Mm-hmm.
You could just see it kind of just coming across the property.
So if you've got to go somewhere this morning, calculate a few more minutes into your schedule there.
Extra careful.
We will be checking with David Sharp, the head of the emergency management team in Clark County this morning to find out if there's going to be a search, what's going to go on. This young lady is missing at this point. We did an interview with David yesterday afternoon. She's 76 years old. She's been missing approximately since 3 a.m. yesterday morning. She was involved in some type of, someone ran her off the road, and there was a commotion in front of someone's house. They came outside, talked to them around 3 a.m. They thought everybody had left. They went on to bed, and they got up, and her car was still sitting there. Her purse, her keys, everything she had was in the car, and she is nowhere to be found. Family members are worried. We don't know why she was there at 3 a.m. Her cell phone is dead at this point. The battery is gone. So possibly a search could take place today of the woods and nearby areas. Now, the sheriff's department was out yesterday scouring everywhere, but they may have to do so many feet apart and walk through.
And especially with the weather and everything getting cool this evening.
Her name is Miss Carrie Bell Vaughn. She actually lives in Jasper County. Bachuta's right there at the line. About a mile into Jasper County, she lives across that Clark County line. So it's going to be an effort to look for her. We hope everything's found and she's safe here in a little while. Oh boy, can't imagine. All right, as we turn our thoughts, let's talk weather for a second here. I want everybody to be on the same page. I never want to scare anybody. I want you to be up to date is where I come from on my weather. I'm not one of these guys that's going to jump on here and make you want to run, and that's not what we do. But we do have rain, heavy rain coming our way. This is from the National Weather Service. We'll look at the National Weather Service, then we'll look at the radar of real time of what really goes on out there. This is from the National Weather Service, where they say heavy rain and flash flooding is heading our way this afternoon. As you'll notice, Philadelphia, parts of eastern Winston through Noxubee County, all of Meridian, Newton County involved in this heavy rainfall this afternoon. Now, as we go down, severe storms. This would be tornadoes. And we will look back at my radar system. This is going to stretch from Hattiesburg all the way across to about Tuscaloosa, to where we could have some tornado activity this afternoon. Not so much as you get closer to Philadelphia, but right there at House around Highway 491, that area there is the line that we've got. We'll look at that in a moment. We come across here. This is where ice is expected tonight in Mississippi, accumulated. Mm-hmm. And let me use the word accumulation. Northwest Mississippi up here in this corner. I didn't say that other parts of Mississippi would not get sleet and freezing rain, but accumulation will be in those areas. Now, let's go on over, Candace, and pull up radar for everybody so we can all be on the same page. And
I just wonder, is that expected to move like northeast, or is it expected to move eastern?
It's going to move. This storm is moving northeasterly across the United States like this, from Texas all the way up to the utmost corner of the United States. Now, does it shift just a little bit as it moves along? Yes.
Yeah,
and
I'm concerned.
That's where we're getting into, we could have some boo-boos. Now, here's a look at radar, and it looks a mess when we pull this up.
I have never seen anything that wide of a range.
It's 2,200 miles long is what this storm is. That is humongous. Now, as we look at this, let's turn off the radar to where you can see without that. These are our different color map. This is stretching from here, look at this, all across the United States. That's 2,200 miles. Now, let's get on in this where you know a little bit more. Dallas, Texas, Austin, Texas, all the way through Fayetteville, Fort Smith, Arkansas, and Little Rock, Jonesboro, even up to St. Louis. It gets a little worse there. But this right here is a winter storm warning. It means it will happen. As we move into Memphis, this is nasty. This is worse than this in some degrees, because this is a ice storm warning here. And you zoom in on this, this is parts of Mississippi, South Haven, all up here, Olive Branch. This is ice for Mississippi Greenwood. Greenville will get ice. We look right here, this purple, that is a winter storm weather advisory, meaning conditions are favorable for something to happen. Now, what do we see here with this yellow? This is all fog this morning. Stark Vegas, Mississippi State, these areas here has got a lot. We've got a little bit there in Noxubee County on the eastern side out near Mahana Bridge in those areas. As we move down, we've got light fog, but it's just not showing up on radar. And then south down here. So what does this tell us? Let's talk about what's going to happen. The Meridian area is not forecasted. If you look at Meridian and you pull up our forecast, not forecasted whatsoever to get any sleet or freezing rain. But we move right here to Newton, Mississippi, sits right there. There is a chance of ice and sleet mixed in, a 20% chance. This goes up to Philadelphia as well, right here. As you zoom in at Philadelphia, it's in your forecast. Also, Louisville has sleet and freezing rain in the forecast tonight. What does that tell us? That these areas could be messy. Now, it only gives it a 20% chance, but our temperatures in these areas are going to be anywhere from 29, 30 to 31. It would not take much, although you wouldn't have it standing in your yard, but you would have it on bridges in these areas here. Now, again, I said Meridian doesn't have it on that, but that's only 28 miles to our west. A shift of any wind with this storm could bump it, and we wake up and have a little bit of this. Now, again, these areas, it's not expected like northwest Mississippi to have half an inch or anything like that, but just enough to make it bad when you drive. I don't want to scare you, but I also don't want you to wake up tomorrow morning, jump in your car, and run down there and hit the bridge and it's slick. We're trying to avoid that. We're giving you the most information that we have at this point. I'll be in close contact with Lauderdale County Emergency Management, also Clark County, to make sure that all bridges and everything is good in their areas as well, and pass it on to you. We don't want anything to happen to you because, well, you're kind of important.
Yeah, because even if rain, the temperatures are going to be freezing at night.
Yes.
So you could wake up to some ice from that anyway. So.
And with that ice means that EMEPA, Mississippi Power, might have a busy night. It doesn't take very much to make those old pine limbs heavy. Yeah. We all know that crack.
And they get top heavy. Some of them break off at the base.
Right.
Because they get so heavy.
Kind of like Dolly. I'm top heavy flop. She falls over all the time. Bless her heart. You ever thought about her when it's wet and slippery and she can't stay balanced? That's got to be rough.
Oh, Dolly.
She just don't want to talk with me about all this.
No, I mean, yeah. His examples, y'all.
I try to put it in layman's terms. Is that the way you word that? So that's a quick look out of what we've got on weather. We may not get it. We hope we don't. We hope we don't get any tornadoes. Yeah. But it is favorable for us to possibly have some. We'll have also, I've been looking around, the storm chasers that throw that dash cam up and chase them. They're going to be in our area this afternoon also.
I hope we don't have any real bad stuff.
No,
I don't need any more bad luck.
If it weren't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all.
I think we got a big red X on us. So,
Let's see. Denise said that yesterday her daughter in Michigan had a whiteout in Kalamazoo. I hadn't heard the name Kalamazoo in quite a while, Denise. That is a bunch there. We need a sky camera in Jasper County, Jessica said. Well, y'all have to be my sky camera. You'll have to report to me and send me pictures of what's going on there. That's the best we can do at the time.
Angela Dunnigan says her mother is in South Haven.
Ooh, she's supposed to get some ice.
Goodness.
Let's see here. Let's glance up here what else everybody is saying. I had that off. I had that out of our direction while we were talking about weather there for a few moments. Rick Gardner, we had 6 tornadoes in Collinsville 6 years ago yesterday, and that is the tornado that hit the church.
Yeah.
And I meant to bring that up. I'm glad you said that, Rick.
Scary.
Thank you.
That was so scary because kids were in buses on the road.
Yes.
That day. I remember that. Normally, they would let the school out if there was that they thought it was that big of a threat.
That's right. But it kind of without warning, as they say. We got some more of your comments coming up. I don't want you to go anywhere. We got more to talk about that's happening here locally. And speaking of local folks, our friends at over at Maple's One Stop Shop, they're clean, convenient, and locally owned. Want you to shop with them when it comes to, well, anything that you might need when it comes to gas and drinks. And look what we've got here. They've just now got the kitchen added to their 31st Avenue Chevron station on St. Paul Street. They're going to have plenty of meals coming up. They've also working very closely. Causeyville is going to be having this. They're building it now. Yeah, breakfast.
That is so convenient, too. When you leave, home, you don't have time to eat before you leave. Just stop and get a biscuit. Here's
the menu that they're going to be throwing up. You can get breakfast at $1.39 for a biscuit. That ain't bad.
Mm-mm.
And
good prices. Really good prices.
You can even get gravy thrown up on there. Grits, meat, and a biscuit for $4.99.
And then you have the lunch where you have the chicken tender, fried chicken box. I know they got the pizza.
Yeah.
It's pizza on a stick, I guess. Pizza stick.
Yeah, what I'm interested in is right there.
I got you tater logs.
Tater logs is, oh my gosh, I love a tater log.
Yeah, I remember the chicken shack.
Yeah. Tater logs. Check them out. They got them there for you at Maples. As we look at this, now they've got the loyalty coffee program still going. And don't forget, you can still get those drinks for 99 cents over at the Fountain Drink. Cold drinks inside throughout it there. Moon pies, pizza. It's all there. And again, I remind you, they're going to be adding on as to the Causeyville store, putting that kitchen in there. Bonita, Pine Springs, Causeyville Chevron, also Last Chance Tobacco, Broadmoor Chevron, all of these great places, and the 31st Avenue Chevron. Maple's one-stop shop. Visit with them today.
On June 30th, 2021, the FDA alerted the public that Philips recalled certain CPAP devices due to concerns regarding its polyester-based polyurethane sound abatement foam. This is a Class 1 recall, the most serious type of recall. Use of these devices may cause serious injuries or death. If you're diagnosed with long-term, permanent, and life-threatening health complications, your illness may be linked to your use of a Philips breathing device, and you may be entitled to compensation. Call Richard Swartz & Associates for a case evaluation today.
If every time the wind blows you get a little leery about a tree over your house, talk to my friends at Reed Tree Service. There's no reason to be worried about a tree crashing through your house. Mike and Jake have years of experience of dealing with trees. It can be as simple as having a limb removed or a tree that is just huge too close to your shop or house. It's not going to cost you anything to have Mike come out and give you an estimate. They're licensed and insured, taking care of East Mississippi and West Alabama. Reed Tree Service. Have tree, will travel. If you got a tree too close to your house, let me know. I'll get you Mike's number there. They're professionals. They'll come take care of you that. Who is this? As I was glancing up this, Jessica Newsom said the radar kind of looked like cotton candy. Mm-hmm. And it did. Yeah. Those swirls. Lots of that. As we glance up here, Dallas, it was a lot of, somebody brought up Dallas. It's a lot of areas there that's got some ice and stuff mixed in today. Ooh, a lot of y'all watching today. Let's see. Glad it's not ice in the rain. Bill, be careful up there. We're going to put you in charge, and the cab is my reporter, on-scene reporter. Also, we have some other folks joining us this morning. Also, Alicia Fisher, thank you for dropping by. We appreciate that. John Humphreys, she's related to the Burnside, she says. Let's see. Things that are happening today. You got any big plans?
To work. That's it.
Do you ever do anything exciting? We're worried about you.
No, we don't really do a whole lot outside of work and just being at home. I mean,
she's a married old woman now. That's how I'm describing.
We're busy. I mean, it's like we constantly have some kind of project going on at home. Like we're trying to remodel some stuff.
Yeah.
Know? So it's like either remodeling or fixing something that's torn up. Like we're still working on stuff from the lightning, hitting our house. I finally got our stove and refrigerator in and stuff, but that's what I'm saying. I hope we don't have any more bad luck.
That lightning is serious business.
Mm-hmm. It hit the pole and went into the home, and tore up some stuff. But yeah, it is.
Don't they say not to take a shower during a lightning storm?
I've always heard that. My mother and my grandparents, they always said that. I'm not taking any chances.
I would not want to be zapped while I was up in the shower and had to do a little dance.
I know. I always kept that in mind, though. Like when my kids were growing up, I didn't bathe them when it was lightning really bad. I don't know. It just scared.
Yeah. Who's that that just said that her husband is in Oklahoma stuck? He's a trucker.
Anitra Humphreys.
Ooh, bless your heart. And let's look at this now that you bring that up about truckers, because if you've got somebody that drives in your family, look at this, how bad, and you want them to come back to you. You do. This is our weather browser. If they're anyway in this pink area going to be traveling, Dallas, let's just look what's happening here in Little Rock there. They half an inch already fell there. Jonesboro. Let's see what this is, snow here. They've got Independence there. 1 inch. As we look at this near Memphis there, freezing rain is already coming down. So this could be, and then you get up in this area here, all of it, there ain't nothing but hills.
Yeah.
I've driven it. I didn't like it. And an 18-wheeler coming down one of those, we've all watched those videos. They slip and slide. There's nothing they can do. So make sure they get to a safe place where they can stop. Hopefully they don't work for a company that pushes them, go.
That's what I was going to say. Hopefully they can sit and wait it out and wait till the weather gets better and the road conditions are better. Some people, care. They want it there when they say they want it there, and they don't care what you got to do to get it there.
And Connie Johns is making me think of 18 wheels and a dozen roses. Mm-hmm. Charlie's got a gold watch. Her husband retired last Thursday after 31 years of driving. Congratulations.
Yes.
Now you get to figure out who he is. He's there. He ain't leaving. He's going to bug you to death, Connie.
Sean Humphrey says that's his wife you just mentioned.
Oh, okay. Didn't realize that.
Anitra. Is that Anitra? Was
Must have been.
Yeah.
What's that? What is Tina saying about Horn Lake?
This is good morning from Horn Lake. The trees are icing up fast here. Freezing rain. Goodness. Because you know that power is kind of destined, probably.
Yes.
To
going
go
out.
because those lines get real heavy with all that ice.
And then what does that bring in mind? Our boys that are linemen that are going to be out in all of this. Say a little prayer for them today because they're going to be busy over the next. Well, it'll be a week. After the storm passes, they still got to put it back together.
Yeah, they have to drive those trucks on the roads and all that and get to where they got to go. It is a scary job. We're thankful for them. Thank goodness.
We have found out in the scary parts that Candace probably shouldn't drive a fire truck, a school bus, or
anything bigger than that Yukon.
Or an EBPA truck.
And look, Kurt would argue with you that I don't need to be driving.
But you don't have that many wrecks. I mean, you've had a couple, but have you ever bumped into that person that it doesn't matter what they do, they're constantly got dents all over the car? I mean, it just happens to them.
Look, and have you ever noticed, yes, I do know what you're talking about, but have you ever noticed that the people who are driving these vehicles that look like they're about to just fall apart, those vehicles last them forever? Nothing, it's like they'll drive till the wheels fall off. And then you get something that's you try to keep it up and stuff, and something's happening every time you turn around.
Let me give you a perfect example of this. And as you were just talking, it ran through my mind. Up in Philadelphia, if y'all know her, up at the Federal Credit Union, you can drop in and see Laura Stevens. It doesn't matter what Laura does. She can drive and be sitting at a red light, no one in sight, and somebody's going to hit her that does not have insurance. Her husband got a new truck. She borrowed it. Boom. Wiped out by 6 people that didn't have insurance. And it's just been one constant thing with her. Yeah. She just attracts people to hit her.
A magnet.
Like Farm Bureau does not even send her calendars anymore. Like, stay away from us.
I'm surprised they don't say something about us with all of our happenings lately. But can y'all hear me? Somebody said that put the microphone closer. I got it pretty closer here.
I can give you a little bit more power there.
Boost.
You want to go up?
Can y'all hear me now? Can you hear me now?
I gave you a little bit more shout-out power there.
All right.
So hopefully you can hear well there. Overnight, U.S. Special Forces, well, they took out some al-Qaeda people. That's part of the headlines there. They were linked to 13 dead, 6 are children, 4 are women, and they say they took out some bad folks involved with that.
Yeah, it was one of the main ones, I think. This one that's talking about blowing itself up.
Yeah, that, boy. And this is a picture of him. This is the guy that Special Forces got right there. Always good to take out bad guys. We do hate that others had to...
that was in Syria.
Yeah. Well, it's never good that others have to go with them. We don't know the details around that, but that's what happens in war.
I think they were trying to take him out, and he had a bomb strapped to him. Then he blew himself up.
I don't understand, but
that's what they do, though. I don't understand.
Right.
I don't know. And they think that, I'm not even going to go into what they think because I'm not 100% sure on it, but they don't think like we do. Let's put it that way.
I knew a girl that drove a car that was made of magnets. She was always in a fender bender. We know them. We know the people, Bill. Hey, and did you see this? And I guess we all should have seen this coming because they've done this before to other people. GoFundMe. The truckers that are up in Canada have raised anywhere. I've seen 2 different stories, $8 million to $10 million, somewhere in there. Guess what they done yesterday?
Froze their account.
Yeah.
That is so wrong.
You go against what they consider to be the norm, they will cancel you and take away your money.
So can they take the money away?
They froze it at this point. They can return it to the people. But what is it they get? Now, I want to remind y'all, when you set up these GoFundMe accounts and you don't go to a bank and use, this is to reach people worldwide. They get like 15 to 20% of whatever is raised off the top for handling this.
I didn't know if the GoFundMe money went straight into an account. Like if you Venmo'd
they have to withdraw
somebody.
it. They have to withdraw it and it has to be approved. But they're going to get their share cut. I'm sure they don't want to do away with it because they would lose their cut. But that's a lot of money if you're donating to charities. Read the fine line there. Does it go strictly to the people or is there an agency getting a lot of money out of it? They get a bunch there.
That is so wrong to do that, though.
And of course, here in Canada now, as you read the next headline, they're trying to spread conspiracy theories across there that it's really not truckers out there, it's Russian actors portraying to be truck drivers. It's what they're trying to spread throughout Canada to make people not want to support them.
Goodness.
Yeah, there's people like that in the United States also, all over the world. Just so you'll do that. Whoop, if you own Facebook stock, it's not looking good right now. Facebook shares fell yesterday. They're saying that Zuckerberg lost about $200 billion. Am I reading that right?
And they're trying to blame it on the TikTok boom. You know, everybody's using TikTok. And it could be. You know, a lot of the young people do not. They don't watch Facebook as much as, you know. They're on TikTok doing these little videos and, you know.
Oh, I was wrong. Let me correct this. $29 billion that he lost. $29 billion on his little hit there. He's still rich. Don't worry about him. Don't be taking up any collections and cooking cakes and taking over to his house because he's still going to be fine.
Yeah.
Just thought we would share that little bit of info. Now, I read this, and now, if you live in Mississippi or Alabama, Louisiana, the odds of this ever happening to you are so slim, so don't worry about my headline here.
Yeah.
But if you are watching me from New York, maybe north of Dallas or Washington State, if you've got heart issues, don't go out and start shoveling snow. They say that it can kill you instantly from the way the movement does, that you're exerting yourself, that if you've got a weak heart, that you could possibly, this would increase it and you have a heart attack and die on the spot. So now you have an excuse not to go shovel snow for your wife. I'm always here to help you.
And I'm wondering, like, in the summertime when you got to do raking, that's kind of the reverse.
Oh, look at here. Clever. Kurt, listen to this woman. But, you know, we really don't see scenes like this in our area very often in the Deep South.
Yeah.
But that is a lot of snow.
That is a lot of snow, gosh. I would hate to live somewhere where you had to just shovel your way out every morning.
But I saw this also, and I don't even think about this, but there's people that make their living that come clean your roof off. They're snow roof shovelers. I almost said that wrong. But the weight of your the weight of snow is major, and you have to, after a while, have it gotten off or your roof will cave in.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
So I don't want to earn my living that way.
I don't either.
What is Iris Sykes Downey up to this morning? What'd she go over there? Russian what? Fake actors is what they're saying. They're saying that the truck drivers, the media in Canada is spreading the lie that all those people that are out there are just actors. They called up Alex Jones and they said, Alex, how do we fix this? And he goes, well, let me tell you how I'd do this if I were there. I'd say they're fake.
Yeah.
And then he'd do this and then show his chest.
And scream.
The first time somebody told me to watch his page, I was totally shocked.
People that get on the screen and just yell, I don't understand.
You want to try it?
Why do you have
see
to do
what
that?
we get accomplished?
No, I don't. But I'm just saying, like, people that yell all the time. And I love Dan Bongino. Don't get me wrong. I like to listen to him. But my gosh, he gets wound up.
Yeah.
You know.
Somebody from Twitch asked me if I'd ever play the song Old Town Road. Absolutely not. That ain't country. And I say that line funnily. If you ever watched Hank Williams Jr. back about 1991, 92, he had a song that we called Young Country. Yeah. And he had the two old men sitting in the living room, and everybody that come on the TV, that ain't country.
Yeah.
Well, now we find out they were, and what we got now, it ain't. But no, I just don't like that song. I'm just not going to lie to you. And that's that guy that's been in this real controversial.
Yeah.
I said that wrong, kind of twisted there. But he did it with Billy Ray, and it was a hit. Billy Ray made a lot of money. He made a lot of... You know the one that had that Snickers thing with the blood in the shoes, too? Little Nick's, or what was his name?
I don't know, but that guy, if it's him, that guy was...
Yeah, I don't have that on my download. Hey, I would like to say thank you to my mother-in-law. I used to have, not the Apple phone, but what's that other phone? The Samsung.
Like an Android.
Yeah, Android. And I had all my country music favorite songs on that. I bought 3 of those things and broke every one of them. And then I couldn't play my music. She got a new phone, so I took her old one and put it in my shop where I can play all my music now.
Oh, okay.
And I don't have to rebuy everything.
Well, that's good.
Bill said that. I'm right. All right, let's talk about this before we start doing some other things. Say that you're a woman. Let's just say that you're a woman out there and you're watching, and you got a thing for men in uniforms. You just think they're kind of sexy. Now, you know women like that, don't you? They get that little tingle, and their earlobes start tingling, and they go, "Woo-hoo, a man in uniform." Well, this
As long as it's not those orange ones when they're sitting behind the plexiglass talking to you.
There's women that do that too.
Yeah, they do.
There really is. But she's about 50 years old. She finds that men in uniform kind of turn her on. So she was in a restaurant. A deputy came in. She just reached over and slapped him on his behind there, gave him a little love there. Well, apparently he's one of those that
Slapped the wrong one.
Yeah, he didn't have a sense of humor, and she was arrested, and she's facing 6 years in jail. And again, facing for slapping his behind because he wrote it up as doing something to a police officer. Can't you? I mean, it was a compliment for her to grab your little hiney there, dude. Drop the charges. Let the woman off.
Goodness.
So have you ever slapped a man's behind and said, "Hey, honey"? You ever do that to your husband?
No. Yeah.
Kurt walk by and you just get you, what do they call that, a little handful?
Yeah, we joke with each other all the time. Yeah.
He said he didn't have a big enough hand for you?
No, he did not. We just laugh about it and move on.
But I have seen that to where, where was I at? Oh, I can't say that story. Angie get all mad if I go back reminiscing because I never told her the first time. Whoops. I almost thought out loud.
Yeah. Just wait till after the show. She'll ask you.
Oh, have mercy. Good morning to you. We hope you're having a wonderful day. Coming up, we're going to talk more about what went on this day. Maybe you'll remember a few of these things. And if you've got a story, shoot it to us. Inbox us. Let us know about it. All that's on the way with Scotty Ray and Candace.
The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville is passing along these great savings this week. Florida strawberries, $3.99. Idaho potatoes, a 8-pound bag, $3.99. Piggly Wiggly original mayonnaise, 30-ounce jar, $1.89. Piggly Wiggly peanut butter, 40-ounce jar, $3.39. Certified Angus beef New York strips family pack, $9.99 a pound. And fresh leg quarters, 10-pound bag, only $5.99.
We're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
Rock House Gun and Pawn is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Lots of different calibers and brands to choose from when it comes to hunting rifles. Whether you're looking for a new pump shotgun or an AR, the Rock House will have the gun that you need. With a huge selection of ammunition for just about any caliber that you may be looking for. Pistols, scopes, and a whole lot more. Plus a private lobby for your confidentiality when it comes to your pawns. Rock House Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North Meridian.
And welcome back. We want to remind you right around the corner is this day.
That's right. Valentine's Day, February 14th. You don't have long, but if you want to make an order for roses or any kind of beautiful flowers that Honeysuckles has to offer, give them a call. Go ahead and get your order in early.
Yeah, they're located there on Northfield Street, 601-453-3055. Who was that was looking for a man to slap their behind? Who was that?
Tina Collins said she wish a man would.
What is this about men are just that way about women in scrubs, saying that men want, men get in trouble for that, though. They can't be doing none of that. A woman can get away with it, seriously. But a man can't be doing that. They get all kinds of polices called.
Yeah, Denise Burnside said she's turned on by the cook at the Waffle House in his polyester uniform in 1977. Y'all, we have some funny comments.
What did Wayne just say? If I think it, you might as well say it. Oh,
if you think it, you might as well say it.
No, sometimes that's bad for your health.
That would be bad. Now, some people have no filter. They have no connection between what they think and what they say. It just.
Rhett Akins had a song, and it was called "People Like Me." And he said in the song, he goes, "I lack the filter in between my brain and mouth. People like me," and that's why he never got his promotion at work because he said what he thought. Yeah. Let's jump back. Let's go back a few years in history and take a look at a few things that happened on this day. It was this very day, not far from here. I don't think it was snowing, but in Memphis, Tennessee, this old boy got the idea that, well, I want to open my own business. And boy, when he did, would he make history. There he did it with Sun Records opened on this day.
All right.
Elvis Presley would eventually drive his truck by there and walk in and go, hey. Johnny Cash would walk in, Jerry Lee. The list goes on with Carl Perkins and more and more and more. This was one of the saddest days as well that we can bring up in music history. They wrote a song about it called The Day the Music Died. Do y'all remember what I'm talking about? 1959, Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, and the Big Bopper would go down, and that's the site of the plane crash. And as I looked at that, their bodies were found really close to the plains with that. We'll also remember that Waylon Jennings was just about to step on that plane, and he gave up his seat, I think, to Richie Valens.
Goodness.
And then it was Richie instead of Waylon. That was a close call. We never would have had the music that we have. And a lot of people don't even realize that Waylon was a part of Buddy Holly's group at that point.
Yes. I did not know that.
1980, this is one of my favorite all-time songs I've ever heard. Way across town, the phone rings off the wall. If you know he ain't home, why do you keep calling? It was the number one song on this date, 1983. John Anderson had the number one song with Wild and Blue. Then that would also be the album that had, she just started liking cheating songs, and I don't know if it's the cheating she likes or just the melody. I like that.
Yeah.
Who remembers Would You Catch a Falling Star? And it really described John's life. Fell off the face of the earth and came back. But one of my all-time, what really excites me in life is the sadder it is, the better it is. And I have to give John one of the kudos of having one of the saddest songs I think I've ever heard. It touches me. I saw flaking paint and broken window pane, a mailbox barely standing by the drive, and I can almost read the name. And the name of that song was I Just Came Home to Count the Memories. It describes a man's life that's got a divorce, and she's done took everything. And he's just standing in the yard looking at what's left of his life. Toys and no family. Oh, boy, if that don't bring a tear to a glass eye. Were you with me? Were you reliving that moment there?
Yeah, I mean, I've never heard that song. I haven't only heard a few songs of John Anderson. I haven't heard the whole. I didn't have the album or anything like that.
Her favorite was Chicken Truck Behind It, I'm Stuck.
No, just
on
the swanging.
59.
Remember the swanging song? Yeah, everybody had the T-shirt. And,
it was
a
big.
Big hit. Yeah.
I'm the black sheep of the family.
Yeah,
and the
that
list
one.
goes on and on of just hits that guy had. I stayed, I forget what the name of the hotel was. He was stayed in the room next to me. John would go to town when he moved to Nashville to try to make it. And the thing that made him, you got to give credit to John and to Johnny Cash. He had a special, and it was just right after Johnny Cash had finished filming the movie about the coal story. And he let John do that on his Christmas special. I'm just an old chunk of coal, but I'm going to be a diamond someday. And that really put John's career on the way. It would be 2014 that we would find out that Phil Everly, and I've got this stuff a little out of whack this morning. I meant to straighten it out. But Phil Everly passed away on this date back in 2014. Oh, they've been in the birthdays and all that kind of stuff this week. 2019, you'll remember the song Baby Likes to Rock It Like a Boogie Woogie Woogie Choo Choo Train. Well, the lead singer of that also passed away on this date back in 2019. His name was Steve Ripley. You would not have known the name. No one would. I would not even remember that. But it was 1973, and I want to repeat, it's just people love him. But he was never my type, and that I have no friends that dress like this.
It's because he stole your outfit. That's why.
Do you know anybody that wears outfits like this?
No.
Crocodile Rock was number one on this day. And I have never wore sunglasses that look like that either.
Although these sunglasses look like a lot of sunglasses that women wear nowadays.
Right.
And I don't understand. How big do you need your sunglasses to be? Like, your eyes this big and your sunglasses are like hula hoop big.
Yeah. He probably shops at the same places that they do to get outfits like that. Rocket Man. He never was my favorite there. I don't care who you were, what you done in life. I was sitting back one night watching Al Bundy, and Peg and her girlfriends were so excited because they were coming to the shoe store to make a appearance. Who remembers humming along with the YMCA?
The Village People.
And I thought that was a number one song, but it only made it to number two. Can you believe that?
Yeah, everybody still sings that,
Can you do wasn't it a dance at the YMCA?
Yeah, MCA.
I can't do it, but a lot of people did back in the day. If I tell you the name Nancy Culp, you're probably not going to know who I'm talking about. But she passed away. She had no money left because she got no residuals from the TV show that she made so popular that she was a hit on. She died lonely and alone, the best I remember. Miss Jane Hathaway passed away at the age of 69 back in 1991. Did you know that was her name?
On the show, I mean, but
Miss Jane, but her real name.
No, I didn't know her real name.
You could have told me that all day, and I wouldn't have known who she was. I had to dig deep to find that yesterday.
I wonder if she was in anything else but that.
A few other shows, but nothing major hits. So she made some cameos. It would be 1993 that we all gathered around the television tonight and watched what was going on in Los Angeles, California. I will never forget the crowd surrounding that gasoline truck and dragging that truck driver out and nearly beating him half to death. He was beat up bad. Today, it all began with the Rodney King trials, as they would have riots throughout L.A. today.
Yeah, that was horrible. I remember that.
And, you know, Rodney went on, they found him dead in a swimming pool a few years ago.
Really?
Yeah, he passed away. Bad situation there. I'd have to go back and find out what the police said about all of that. But that's a trip down memory lane today of things that occurred. I had them a little out of whack there. I got a phone call and apparently never went back and fixed that. Whoops. That does happen there. We are starting our Thursday morning again. We don't want you to forget there could be some rough weather this afternoon. We're going to stay on top of that. If for some reason something happens today and you get a nick, a scratch in your car, visit with our friend Chet, one of the friendliest people that you'll ever bump into. Well, he can carry on conversations just like you and I, but he's really good at what he does, and what he does is fix cars. Only the best work for Chet. I know a lot of the guys that work there. You don't get a job with Chet unless you're good at what you do and care about what you do. And they do that at 9888 Highway 495. Whether it's a deer that's run into your car or something more serious, if somebody ran down the whole side of your car, bumped into something, maybe you accidentally caused it. Doesn't matter what happened, they'll put it back and make it look good again for you. They can do that all there for you at Chet's. Even aluminum beds, they fix those as well. Not a lot of people can work on that. Front end damage to sideways damage. Here's their paint booth that makes your paint look great. And they do a wonderful job at matching your colors to where your car looks normal, that it's not like a two-tone family.
Right.
Chet's Paint Body, where they'll help you out with all your insurance claims. Anything that you need, they do that extra mile to make sure that you're taken care of. Honest, hard-working, just like you are. That's what you'll find at Chet's Paint Body. Visit with them today.
I'm Michelle from Oxford, Mississippi, and it took one call, and that was all. I called my Mississippi attorney, Richard Schwartz, and he got me $287,500.
If you need me, Mississippi, remember, one call, that's all.
Sanders Gas, Sanders Air and Heat is your full-service propane supplier since 1946. We take pride in ensuring reliable, friendly service to our customers. We also provide safety tune-ups related to propane, air conditioning, and heating systems, keeping our community efficient and safe. I'm Chuck Sanders, and yes, we're local.
Tony said that her brother-in-law works there at Chet. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I spoke to Tim yesterday. Hadn't talked to Tim in a while. Good fellow. And if y'all ever hang around Chet, that boy can play a piano, and he writes classical music. And to meet Tim, you wouldn't know that. And it's out of nowhere, this classical music, and you go, do what?
Really?
Kind of shock you there, but he's good at it.
That is.
My wife loves Elton John. That's coming from Scott this morning. A lot of people like Elton.
I like Elton John's music now. I like his music.
What was that Candle in the Window song that he wrote about?
Candle in the Wind.
Wind.
Yeah, about Princess Diana when she passed away.
But he done a bunch of stuff there. I was trying to remember one that I might hum.
Rocket Man.
Yeah.
You know that Rocket Man
Yeah,
song?
I know the song because that was in with The Rock, the movie The Rock, where what's his face? Sean Connery.
That's what Trump was calling Kim Jong.
That's right, the Rocket Man.
Or whatever it's on.
All right, let's check a few, and we'd love to hear from you. Let us know where you're watching from. All over the United States, y'all give us information about what goes on and what happens in our community as well.
Somebody said that the Miss Hathaway was in Westerns. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
I didn't either. That's what they said.
It was funny in the remake version in '93 to where they put the crush on Jethro and her chasing him.
Lily Tomlin played her. Yeah.
Hey, we find out this morning that Melinda Gates may have told a little white lie, as they say. When she was getting her divorce, she said, I'm going to give most of my money after I get divorced to charity. This morning, she goes, what are y'all talking about? I ain't giving y'all nothing.
I did not say that.
Whoops. I made a boo-boo. She's going to keep her money. After what she went through, I kind of understand what she says, Dad. Only 33% of Americans say they're satisfied with the economy. So do the subtraction on that. I think that somewhere around 67% of Americans say we in bad shape.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't see how anybody would say any different, you know, except for Biden or.
Yeah, and you look at this, and lower, we're having lower confidence in the military, and that would only be because who's running the military now. You're only as strong as your leader. Always remember that. This is go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, last night our Direct TV has been out, so I don't know what the date of this show was, but I was watching Tucker Carlson had a show on a while back, I guess, talking about the illegal aliens being flown in to our country and, you know, flown out and flown from here to there. And he was talking about that they were flying them out of a base in Texas, Lackland Air Force Base. And that just burns me up. Because, I mean, let's just tell you, that's where I had to go watch my son graduate from basic training. And it was mandatory that we had to get vaccinated to be able to come on base.
Right.
My son had to be vaccinated to be able to leave base. But yet they're flying people out of, I guess, bringing them in there, flying them out to all different places.
I know where you're going with this.
And none of them probably even got checked for COVID or were vaccinated.
You're right.
Burns me up.
Tell me how many of them you think are actually citizens of the United States.
Well, I mean, probably
Zero.
Yeah, right. But yet it was mandatory, and it was so, you know, very well checked out. You had to have your vaccination card. You had to give your ID to walk in to be able to watch your child graduate to be in the U.S. military. And they got these people flying them out. Now, I'm sure they got orders from higher up to do that, which would lead right to Washington, D.C., I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue is the address I would give them.
Yeah. So it burns me up. I mean, it would anybody, I would imagine.
I get that.
Because, you know, we were told we had to do that to be able to do this. But yet, free reign to do what, you know.
It does appear that people that aren't United States citizens sometimes have more rights than you that are even backed by a constitution that says that you do have more rights.
Right.
Think on that today. We say good morning to Carl Merchant watching from Ocean Springs. Thank you there. Sheila Johnson is saying that she likes her some Elton. Harvey is watching. Also, Nancy Harris burns her up too.
Yeah.
Let's see, as we go up here, we had some other people, let's see, that were saying where they were watching from there.
Nanawaya, Elmer Moore.
From Nellyburg, Cheryl Clark is watching. Donna Hawkins joins us. The Lion King theme. So you're saying that Richard says that, I guess that Elton had something to do with the Lion King theme?
Probably so, I guess.
That's interesting there. From Philadelphia, Denise is watching. Gilbert from Arundel. Thank you there, Gilbert there. From Louisville. Karina Jones. Yeah, and you always know somebody's in the Deep South if they say Louisville or they say, well, I'm from Louisville.
Yeah, Louisville would be Kentucky is what I would think.
Yeah, Louisville, Kentucky. It's a difference of change there.
Kellyanne Burnham from Collinsville, good morning.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Also, we're getting out from North Alabama, Linda Culpepper there. Teresa Hill, how you doing? DeKalb, Mississippi is on the map. Now, Gail Williams joins us from Scuba. I always love going back to Scooby-Doo there.
Yeah.
Yesterday, and this is sad, as we look at different things happening in the United States, the burial that happened. Look at this sea of blue at the funeral of the other brother, of the other man, and I say brother meaning the brother in blue that passed away. This was his funeral yesterday. The sister of that gentleman said, how many more people must die in his eulogy as she begs politicians to make a difference for our police officers. Now let's just pause for a second and think about that. As I mentioned this morning, the firemen and people that jump up in the middle of the night that go help put out a fire, a brush fire. There's that cop also that's right there with them.
Right.
He also gets the call on that radio that says, hey, go to such and such avenue. There's a family argument. He pulls up and that family has guns. They have knives and they try to hurt him and he's just trying to break things up. He risked his life by knocking on the window of a car and saying, can I see your driver's license? There's people that shoot these guys just to be mean. They're bad people. And they risk their lives for you each and every day. Right. Now, there's some people who are going to sit back and go, oh, all cops are bad. No, not all cops are bad. Are there some bad things that happen across the United States that shouldn't? Yes. But overall, our boys in blue are there for you. And we support them each and every day. Anything that I can do to support them, we will do.
Right.
So that's my 2 cents on that.
Of course, I see it coming though about people have been commenting. Even the lady that was her brother that passed away.
Mm-hmm.
She was calling for them to remove the guns. Even if they ban guns altogether,
if they didn't
these
make
bad
them,
guys are still going to have their guns.
and then if there was never such thing as a gun, they're going to have a baseball bat,
Right, or
they're
a
gonna
knife.
have a knife.
Right, a knife.
Bad people at the end of the story. What we're saying is bad people are going to be
Yes,
bad.
yes.
So taking away from those that abide by the law is not going to solve your problem. Think ahead. Get into this.
That's right.
We say good morning to Terry Carter watching us from Preston. Kathy Spence all the way from big city of Decatur. Rick Gardner says he loves us. Thank you. We appreciate that. Also, Carol Stamper watching from the big city of Newton, and Amanda Heiser coming in from Zero. When you leave here, and I've been all over the United States, and they go, Zero was brought up one time. I was on a flight, and they couldn't believe that there was a such place in the world named Zero. Now, I don't know the history, how Zero got its name. There's got to be somebody that lives there that knows the meaning behind that.
Yeah, there must be.
I'm told that
I'll have to
scuba
look it
means muddy water.
Oh, really?
And I lived there for 37 years of my life, and, well, I know why it's called that. It was an Indian name. Hey, I don't agree with this. You use your manners even if you don't like somebody, especially when it's televised. Rudy Giuliani, you may like his politics, you may not, but he's still human just like you are. There's a show called The Masked Singer. Well, I didn't have any idea that they had Rudy Giuliani. They dress you up in an outfit.
Right.
And you come out and you sing to the judges and they try to guess who you are. As it was unveiled that he was the masked singer, Robin Thicke and somebody named that I can't pronounce, Ken Jeong, is that his name?
Yes, that's what it looks like.
Got up and just walked off the show because he was a contestant on it. That ain't right. That is not using your manners. People use your
That's
manners.
rude.
If you're watching from Hollywood, use some manners.
The people, though, who were running the show, when they put him up there, they knew what was going to happen.
Yeah. Makes headlines.
Yeah.
They're being talked about today all across America, and I just fell for them, but I thought
No, but you know that.
No, I mean, I brought it up because of manners is why.
Right. I mean, people don't care, though. Okay. It's just like all this Whoopi Goldberg mess.
Rita Reeves wants us to give her husband a shout out. Buford, how in the world are you this morning? How you put up with her?
Good morning. Yeah. Scott Chirillo, I think that's the way you say it, is watching from Hickory, Mississippi.
Well, we do appreciate that.
Yes.
We have a lady that says, and she sends this out to Joe up at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. She said, I voted for you. Her mother was killed by a drunk driver by an illegal alien. She's upset with you. You know why? Because you let him in. She didn't have to die. It was because of your policies that this young lady lost her mother.
Yeah. And there's so many, many different things that are happening as a result of him doing that.
Absolutely
people
right.
are getting killed. I mean, just like the elderly guy that took the guy in, and the man claimed that he was younger than he actually was when the guy took him in. And then the guy ended up murdering the elderly man. And he was just trying to help him.
Yeah.
It's
people
scary.
At this point in time, you have to check out when you go to help somebody. Make sure you know who you're helping is the moral to that story.
Yes.
Ooh, have mercy. Let's talk about our friends over at Snowden Company. If you're getting ready to buy or sell, these are the people that you talk to as we look at this. Lamar and Diane, they sold their home. They used them. Find out why so many. Somebody knows them. Ask them how satisfied they were. Yes. Now, as they sold it, these are the good folks that came along and bought it. Rachel and Alan, they purchased the home through there. So many people use Snowden. Why? They're hometown folks. They're friendly. They know what they're doing, and they look out for you because they've been where you are buying a house before, and they know the ins and out of what those tons of papers say that you need to be aware of.
And if you are looking for a home and you happen to find one that you love, give them a call as fast as you can because, as I know,
it will disappear.
I'm telling you, it is a crazy, crazy competitive thing right now. So, give them a call.
Find your dream home, 453-3937. Here's an example of a home that's up for sale right now that you could get, like the flag out front there. And as you go through this, of course, this is that big home. Beautiful. Look at that. Wow. They've got other homes, including double wides with an acre, 2 acre, 3 acres, whatever you're looking for. Tell them, and when it comes available, they'll call you immediately and get you fixed up with it. Find out why so many of these people used them.
Right.
That's how it works there. See Amanda, that's her, along with her entire group there. Snowden & Company, 601-4 888-553-3937 right here in Meridian. See them today. They will help you tons.
As the days get warmer, the grass starts growing. Drop in and visit with Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 in Sicalina, where they've got a complete line of the #1 lawnmower in America, Skag. Whether you're a homeowner or a lawn care service, Freeman Tractor has the lawnmower just for you. Plus, they carry Exmark tractors and any part that you may need for your existing tractor or lawnmower. Drop in and see Cole or Buttermilk today. Freeman Tractor, Highway 494, 601-626-8759.
I'm Michelle from Oxford, Mississippi, and it took one call, and that was all. I called my Mississippi attorney, Richard Schwartz, and he got me $287,500.
If you need me, Mississippi, remember, one call, that's all.
Well, CNN making headlines once again, and as one bad guy gets chunked off the network, you know how they always work. They go, if I'm going, you going with me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I know some stuff.
Yep.
You're getting rid of me, I'm going to tell it all. Yeah.
And he did. Mm-hmm. Chris Cuomo run his mouth. And now the president of CNN, well, he's looking for a job there.
Jeff Zucker.
Yeah, Jeff Zucker. He's out of a job today. Mm-hmm. And it may end up costing him more money because severance package. Mm-hmm. Chris claims he knows other dirty stuff. And what happened was he was having an affair with an employee, which is against company policy.
They were both married, from what I understand. So
everybody knew it at the network, and it was just kind of a hush-hush thing.
Yeah.
But Chris goes, you fire me, I'm telling it. And, well, he did. Mm-hmm. He says he knows more. I wonder what could go on. Oh, yeah, you took a great network and drove it absolutely in the ground. I don't even flip over and look at you anymore.
Yeah. He makes me kind of nauseated a little bit.
We also find out that a former CNN person that was on-air personality has been arrested for drunk driving. Shame. You shouldn't do that. Here's his picture there of what he done. He was out drinking and driving right there.
And then tried to flee the scene.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Back in the old days, that was our first taste of news all the time. And you thought, there ain't enough news to talk about every day, all day long. Well, it was, and we were all drawn into that.
Yeah.
Oh boy, this is just lightening up like fire. Lightning within 50 miles of Jones Junior College. It just keeps going and going and going.
Let me ask y'all a question, because I saw this the other night. Did you happen to, because I missed it. I think I did happen to see something around the moon. Did anybody see a few nights ago, like this foggy ring around the moon? Because there were some people who mentioned it on Facebook, and then they wanted to know if anybody in Mississippi saw it. Well, people started commenting from Arkansas, I think in Kentucky. It was seen all over Mississippi. But it looked like this little galaxy-looking thing around the moon. And so, did y'all see that? Did anybody happen to?
I did not.
And people were trying to figure out what it was. Somebody said there was something launched from a space place or something. I don't know. But it was odd. Everybody had pictures. They pull it up. There was a lot of pictures, and it was kind of wicked looking. It was kind of scary.
Now, I got a text, and we're live, and it's just one of those things, and we don't have long, and I'll just ask this, because wherever this is, they need prayers. But maybe in Neshoba County, did somebody run into a home and injure someone's child?
Goodness.
I'm not getting all the details. It's just a snap picture here that I got. But has there been a home that a car ran through that a chase was happening and somebody was injured?
I think Denise might be commenting on the moon thing. I don't know.
Just saw it?
Yeah.
But I'll dig into this, and we'll have something on that here in a little bit as we report that. We're coming up toward the top of the hour. Again, we're going to be watching radar and everything that's going on with this today to make sure that you are absolutely safe. Let's look at what's happening out here. This is radar right now before we get out of here. Weather browser, we've got a lot of thunderstorms building here west of Jackson. We've got a little bit here just south of Meridian. Look at that. This is going to be Jasper County making its way through here. So rain is on the way.
So some's coming up and someone's coming from the west.
That's going to move through Clark County and then right on out of here. So wet moments are ahead for you. We will be on top of the weather all day. Check back often for updates.
Betsy Holly says, yes, the boy was 13 years old that was injured. Yes.
Okay.
He is 13. Goodness. Prayers for them, for sure.
Betsy, if you got any more information on that, inbox me so I can get that out there. Thank y'all for joining us. We'll be back in just a bit.
Yes.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
And
have a good day.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by